As a clinician scientist, I lead a research group that focuses on translational respiratory research. And by translational, I mean that we take questions which we derive at the bedside when we take care of patients, we answer them at the bench, and then we take it back to the bedside and translate our scientific findings to improve clinical care. Particularly in Asia, the burden is increasing exponentially with younger people continuing to smoke. And with our changing demographic, we're going to see quite a high burden of asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and unfortunately bronchiectasis. In view of this, using the technologies that are now available to us, translational medicine is going to become a key. We focus on three major areas. The first area is how we can better diagnose pulmonary infection, particularly fungal infections like Aspergillus and bacterial infections such as Pseudomonas. The second area we're very interested in is how early changes in the airway, particularly in the context of inflammatory and immune changes, affect disease pathogenesis in the context of asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and bronchiectasis. And finally, we are very focused on using the advancing bioengineering technologies that are available and how these can best be employed to improve respiratory patient care. So I think three things set our research apart. First of all, we solely focus on the in vivo state, and by this I mean that we use patient-derived material for all of our experimental work, that is sputum, blood, etc. Secondly, I think that our lab is solely focused on understanding the Asian phenotype of disease, which has been grossly understudied internationally, particularly in the context of respiratory medicine and health. And finally, we extensively collaborate not just within Singapore and clinical sites, but we extensively collaborate outside our discipline with bioengineers, with population health experts, as well as health service-orientated research. So the research goals are really two-pronged. First of all, we want to improve the health and quality of life of our patients. I always say to my research staff that research exists for patients, not vice versa. And the second major prong of our lab is to train and mentor the next generation of clinician scientists that can take over some of the work that we hope to do long into the future to benefit more generations than the current one. Well, LKCMedicine was a perfect fit for me. It's an absolute privilege to be part of NTU, and the partnership with Imperial College London was a major attraction as I had existing collaborations at Imperial College London prior to my return to Singapore. Secondly, I love the innovative teaching program and the team-based learning method of delivery of medical education. And finally, the great colleagues, staff, and very bright students are a perfect fit for our lab and what we want to do for our patients.